I'm walking through the Reformation series that Desiring God put together to give you a fuller history of Christianity. Join me.
So, have you ever really stopped to think about where true comfort comes from? We're about to dive into the story of a man named Zacharias Ursinus and a document he helped create that's given an answer to millions. But here's the thing. We're going to go way beyond the simple hero story to uncover the real, collaborative, and honestly ancient roots of one of history's most important questions.
It just hits you, doesn't it? What is your only comfort in life and death? This is the very first line of the Heidelberg Catechism from way back in 1563, and it's meant to do exactly that, just stop you in your tracks. What's your anchor, in all the chaos of life and when you're facing the end?
And right away, here's the beginning of its famous answer, that I am not my own, but belong. You see, the whole idea, and it's so simple but kind of revolutionary, is that real comfort isn't found in being independent. It's found in belonging. This one single idea is the engine for the entire thing, and it's what we're really going to unpack today.
Okay, so most of us have a version of this story already in our heads, right? It's this great tale of a Reformation hero, a lone genius who just crafted this beautiful answer all by himself. So let's quickly walk through that popular version of the story.
And here he is, Zacharias Ursinus. When you read about him, people always say he was this incredible mix. He had this razor-sharp academic mind, but also this deeply warm pastoral heart. He wasn't just some stuffy theologian, he was a guide for people.
I mean, this slide basically gives you the superhero origin story. Look at his resume. He trained under Philip Melanchthon, who was Luther's right-hand man. Then he studies with John Calvin himself in Geneva. He gets a top job at Heidelberg University, and his mission? To write this catechism to bring Protestants together. And to top it all off, he gets this great nickname, the Happy Professor. It's a perfect, tidy story.
But, and here's the turn, as true as all that is, it's just not the whole picture. And this is so important because when we simplify the story down to just one hero, we actually miss the real depth and, frankly, the power of where this comfort truly comes from.
So to get the real story, we have to look at the stuff that usually gets left out. Think of it like three key ingredients: some intense political pressure, a really crucial partnership, and the document's true original purpose. First off, Ursinus wasn't a lone genius. He was part of a dynamic duo. He provided the brilliant theological skeleton, the structure, the logic. But his co-author, a guy named Caspar Olevianus, he was the one who gave it that devotional warmth, its beating heart. It was a genuine partnership of head and heart. And second, this thing wasn't just some academic paper. It was a political document. The ruler who commissioned it, Elector Frederick III, needed something to bring peace between these Lutheran and Reformed Protestant groups who were practically at each other's throats. The catechism was designed from the ground up to be a bridge, using language that would bring people together, not drive them further apart. And you can see its pastoral genius just in how it's laid out. It takes you on this three-part journey: misery, deliverance, and gratitude. It's this perfect little story arc that helps you understand the problem, points you to the solution, and then shows you how to live because of it. It's not just a list of things to believe. It's a map for the spiritual journey.
Okay, but this next part is maybe the deepest, coolest layer of the whole story. The core ideas in the Heidelberg Catechism, they weren't new, not even close. They weren't just a product of the 1500s. In fact, you can hear echoes of them stretching back over 1,000 years, all the way to the early church.
Okay, remember this line from the very beginning? That core idea of finding comfort and belonging? Keep that exact phrase in your head for a second.
And now look at this, written over 1,100 years earlier by Augustine of Hippo. Do you see it? It's the exact same fundamental insight into what it means to be human. We are not made for ourselves. Our hearts are restless, they're searching, until they find their home, their rest, in belonging to God. So what Ursinus was doing wasn't inventing something new. He was taking this ancient, powerful idea of belonging from Augustine and just reframing it for his own time. He put it in a new key, using the language of covenant. It's like he was taking a timeless melody and reorchestrating it for a new audience. He was absolutely standing on the shoulders of giants.
And the connections, they just keep going. That whole misery, deliverance, gratitude structure, that's almost exactly how the early church would prepare people for baptism. The whole question and answer format, you can find that in ancient discipleship manuals. Ursinus was basically dusting off these ancient, time-tested methods for a new generation.
All right, so why does any of this matter?
Why have we spent all this time digging into the context, the partnership, the ancient roots? Why is this more complicated story better than the simple one?
Because it shows us that this incredible idea of comfort isn't just the product of one brilliant guy's mind. It's a truth that's been tested and refined and passed down through this huge historical community of faith. And somehow, that makes the message feel, well, stronger, more trustworthy, and at the end of the day, a lot more comforting.
One historian just nailed his role perfectly. He called Ursinus the Reformation's catechetical Augustinian. I know, it's a mouthful. But all it means is that he was a master teacher, a catechist, who perfectly blended that rock-solid doctrine with the deep, human, emotional warmth of the ancient writer Augustine. He was a bridge, connecting the ancient world to the new one.
And so we end right back where we started, with this idea of belonging, knowing that this comfort is part of a 2,000-year-old conversation, that it was created in partnership for the sake of peace. How does that change what it means to truly belong? Well, it suggests that maybe true belonging isn't just some private feeling, but an invitation to step into a very old and a very beautiful story.